punch. They hitting you, you hitting the floor.
It's time for Boxing Bananas, brought to you by Fight Bananas.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Boxing Bananas, brought to you by Fight Bananas. This might be a first where I've done a back-to-back day show, where I've done a show one day, the next day I do another show, but I felt the need with the news that we've seen today to do an emergency podcast. So obviously you can see the thumbnail that we have. The emergency podcast. We have a bit of some breaking news going down today, but before we get to that, what's up, bro? How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. That podcast yesterday was pretty good. I watched it not too long ago. So I mean, back to back, man. It's always good talking boxing.
Yeah, just freaking straight up trash brain rot boxing talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm gonna put this on the bottom right here. Make sure you comment to be featured live on the screen. Bro, so should we just get right into the news?
I mean, we have to because it's just before our podcast, news is starting to come out on Bleacher Report, more on X and stuff like that. So we just have to get into it because it's starting to develop as we go.
Dude, hold on. Let's see this. All right, so let me pull this up. Jeez Louise. First of all, let me start by saying, what the fuck?
That's what I was
Right?
saying. Like, this whole week, because we thought it was going to be one fight, and then developments for the other fight started happening as the week went on, and now we have pretty much one of the biggest crossover fights. Not saying it's the best, but one of the biggest in boxing history. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna happen ever. I thought it was just like a facade.
Mhm.
And now we're like one step closer to finalizing it.
So let's talk about this part first, right? Before we get into the craziness, let's talk about this. So Canelo versus Crawford off, boxing super fight falls through. And Chris J, WTF, what the fuck is right? Exactly. Yeah, bro. I feel like that's the best way to describe it, especially what's going on right now. But yeah, bro. So here's the thing. So we got this super fight that's off, and you know what? I don't know if I'm in a minority here in my feelings, but I'm okay with this. I actually like that it's off. I didn't like this fight to begin with. I felt like it's stupid. Didn't really make sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to just go in on it, but it made no sense to me.
So
Tom Ersby, if Canelo doesn't smoke him in 3 rounds or less, it's rigged 100%. I'm gonna get back to this comment. We're gonna circle back to that comment, Tom.
we'll talk
But
about
on
that.
this subject, Johan, what are your thoughts? Did you like? I mean, I know a lot of people like this fight. I just wasn't one of them. Did you like this fight? How'd you think?
All right. You only liked it if you liked just the star power of it. But like in terms of a boxing sense, it really didn't make it. You're right. It didn't make sense. Like it didn't make sense for Terrence Crawford, who just moved up to 154, to move up 14 more pounds to fight at super middleweight. Like logistically, it didn't make sense because I mean, bro, he's moving up 2 weight classes and 2 big weight classes at that.
Yeah.
So like I don't even know if like he'd be adjusted or he would fit at 168. I mean, the power might not be there. Stylistically, I just don't know because physically, like that should be a Canelo win just based off just the adjustment for Terrence Crawford. I mean, he's barely adjusting to junior middleweight.
Yeah, I
But
figured once we saw the Madrimov performance, like we talked about this in that post-fight show, that after that performance that wasn't really the best, we were like, okay, I feel like this should kind of kill that Canelo talk. And I felt like it kind of did for a second there, and then now it's back.
yeah, I mean, like again, like pound for pound, I get where they're coming from in a business sense. It just didn't make sense, like boxing wise. Like it didn't. But like I said, you could say that for the other fight we're about to talk about. But I mean, the only thing I don't know why it's off is because this fight is planned for September, the Canelo
Yeah,
Crawford,
yeah.
and the one we're about to talk about is for May. So I don't
Well,
understand
because
why.
the one we're about to get to, it's it's one of those fights where anything can happen, and it's such a you know evenly odd fight that who knows
Oh,
what's
you're
gonna
right.
happen.
You're right. It's so
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
forgot the
can.
split. I forgot the odds was like so close that like
Yeah,
this
you
one
don't want
had
to
to
do
be.
a Victor Ortiz, Jose Cito Lopez, or a Austin Trout versus Miguel Cotto type deal where you try to make a fight beforehand and it gets upset. So real quick, Christopher J. For one, I like the Canelo versus Crawford fight. It was, in my opinion, going to be an amazing spectacle of a boxing match. I think Crawford would make it interesting. See, I don't disagree with that, but I think the issue for me is I don't like unless Crawford is just able to just pick Canelo apart in between all of his shots and just doesn't get wrecked by the power difference. Crawford Crawford loses. It doesn't help his legacy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I didn't
I
like it, but what can
I
you
I
do?
I also think too is just like, bro, the business wise, he's making 10 times more. He's about to make 10 times more right now.
Oh, for what's about to go down. What's up? We
Yeah.
got John the Professor joining
How
us.
we doing, fellas? How we doing?
Doing good, bro. So, I was saying at the intro, this is unprecedented pretty much. This is back-to-back nights of shows, but it's because so much between last night and tonight, so much news has developed that I mean, we can't just wait until the next show to talk about it.
Agreed. Agreed. It's pretty much everything we talked about yesterday got flipped upside down. Besides the results
I,
of fights
I
that we
know.
talked about, right? Like everything got
Exactly.
flipped up on its head.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, we were talking about whether or not we even liked this fight. Essentially, I was just trying to articulate that I didn't like this fight in the sense that, if Crawford wins, then awesome, but I just don't think that he does. And if him losing, I feel like really messes up his legacy. He doesn't need to go down this route. And then if he does lose, like it can't be one of these Charlo things where it's like, well, I tried to jump up 2 weight classes and it didn't work, and I dared to be great. Nah, bro. Like there you have your own path. I like that so much better for Crawford. This just doesn't need to happen. That's kind of where I'm at with this whole fight. And for one, I'm kind of glad it's off. I might be in the minority in that opinion though.
I understand exactly what you're saying because in the jump of the weight category, I don't like it at all for him in any kind of way. And I agree with you on the fact that I like his own path for him, but I disagree with he's not a Charlo. He's definitely not Charlo. So like when he
Well,
goes to
yeah.
dare to be great, I believe he can do it. But this is a
Or
big,
that he'll
big, big
actually
jump.
try compared to Charlo. Like
Yeah,
Charlo felt
exactly,
the
exactly.
power and he was like, "Oh, I'm just not even gonna try. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
try
he
to
shit the
survive here."
bed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And I think Crawford will actually try. And the thing is when you actually try, that's when you're more susceptible to get hurt. And if he gets hurt, then it's like, man, you might mess up the rest of this career. Like you have an opportunity here. Fights Fundora, fight Mutsaraliev, become undisputed in 3 weight divisions, and then you cemented yourself in history. Retire undefeated, or then even jump up and fight Janibek or the winner of Adames versus Haraz for a 160-pound title. Even whatever the biggest duck of a 160-pound title is, fight them. It'll still go down as a 160-pound title, and you're good. But I mean, assuming he can get past everyone else at 154, but that's it. 168 is just like it just doesn't make sense, especially after the performance against what's his face, Madrimal.
Madrimal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like you saw the power that it wasn't really like how do I say it?
Hey,
the boss man. Hey.
This is so good. I had to.
I know. I figured. I was like, I wonder if El Presidente is gonna make his
I
way in.
had to.
Well, Dave, let's get your point of view and your opinion real quick before we go into the fight that could potentially be happening. That looks like it's going to happen. What do you think about the news that of the fight of Canelo and Crawford being off when it seemed like it was so close to the finish line?
All right. I don't know. I don't think it's 100% off. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay.
I still think there's things that maybe need to happen, things in the works. I think there's stuff happening, right?
We got 7 months until then, so I think.
And let's just be honest, right? Anyone who is dating someone is not going to bring the girl they might want to date in the future to something that's happening now. Like this Canelo Paul fight is big enough, and it's crazy. I actually heard a lot of people in the boxing industry saying that this is a bigger fight numbers wise and ratings wise, and this fight's going to be streamed on Netflix, and it could be the most watched boxing event in the history.
I said Netflix, buddy.
I don't disagree that it like I think it might even be bigger than Canelo versus Crawford because really I don't think people are going to get behind the Canelo versus Crawford that much now because it's at 168. If this fight was at 160, like let's say when Canelo was at 160 when he fought Danny Jacobs, and all it was Crawford jumping up from 154 to 160 to then fight Canelo, I feel that's a true super fight. It's huge. But with it being, okay, you just got to 54, now you're going to jump up to 68, it's too much where I feel like even the hardcore fans are like, we know what we're getting ourselves into. And the casual fans, I still don't think even really know Crawford enough to care.
So I feel you. I think, let's just be honest. I know this sounds so bad, and you boys will hate this, right?
No, go ahead. I like hot take.
Canelo beating Jake Paul upgrades him to a lot of casual sports fans, a lot of casual combat sports fans. Canelo beating Jake Paul in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Netflix will boost Canelo to another stratosphere. And I think now the Canelo Crawford fight or the Canelo can fight a broomstick and it would do incredible numbers. So I think this is huge for Canelo. And then guys, real quick on the Canelo side, I know you asked me about Crawford. I got to get into the Paul thing. I have some sources.
Oh God, we got the exclusive.
Canelo wants to destroy Jake Paul. We all know Canelo has more money than he will ever need. Canelo's legacy is set. Canelo could fight younger, low-name guys, or literally he can just wait a year and fight Benavidez, right? He doesn't need this fight. He is doing this for boxing. He is doing this to shut the Jake Paul thing down. Canelo is doing this for the old school pay-per-view, Evander Holyfield boxing fan. He is doing this for boxing.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that is I feel like in the past couple years with, Benavidez coming up and everyone saying, oh, he needs to fight Benavidez, and him not doing that, it's rubbed a lot of boxing fans the wrong way because it's one of those where boxing, even me as a Canelo fan, I'm kind of like, all right, bro, you fought a few people, at least 5 now that nobody really asked for. What are we doing here? Right. I get it. You've already done everything, but still, it's like if you want to be undisputed, you want to hold all the titles, you got to fight the best guy. And with him not doing that, he it's almost like he's becoming not necessarily a villain in the sense of like some of these other guys who play the heel, but he's becoming a villain without playing the heel, where people are like, Canelo's rubbing me the wrong way. I don't like Canelo anymore. No, but if he does this, and I feel like a lot of people that have that mindset share the same sentiment of I don't like Jake Paul and what he's doing in boxing. I feel like those exactly. There's probably a big crossover Venn diagram of that opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
point.
if Canelo
Great
then goes in and shuts it the fuck down, everybody's gonna go, all right, Canelo's the hero of boxing. Canelo's just put on the cape. He put the S on his chest, and then now he's the savior.
This is
Why
I
can't
know this sounds
why
crazy.
can't he?
My last thing,
Well,
John. I'm sorry. Last thing, and I'll let you guys go. I'm
I was
totally
just gonna ask,
interrupting.
why can't he be Batman?
I know exactly what you're
Why
gonna
does it
ask.
be
I was about
Superman?
to say.
But let's be like this. The last 10 years of boxing, it's a Floyd Money Mayweather, and I'm talking about like the all time. And then Fury was a little bit that he was getting it, but then Usyk I think turned that down. And I know we got Loma, I know we got Tank. There's other greats, but like the Mount Rushmore, Floyd, Usyk, right? If Canelo goes on a 2-3 fight boxing run of defeating a Paul, and I'm telling you guys, he's not going to defeat Paul. He's not going to UD Paul. He is going to third round liver shot, body shot this man. He is going to break this man down. Like, I think as boxing fans, we're going to be higher on Canelo than we have ever had beating Jake Paul. This is the best win for this man. If he beats Jake Paul, Terrence Crawford, and Benavidez, and over the next 18 months, Canelo goes like his like all time,
Yeah.
and he was already there, but this will go all time.
Yeah, he could retire today, and his accolades themselves are going to speak for themselves. But there's still going to be those people at the end of the career that go, well, he
Look
didn't
at this comment.
go, Jake.
Look at this.
To be fair, before the Mike Tyson fight, I went to
Look at
3 Jake Paul fights in a row.
Look at this. This is guys. This is what Canelo's going to put down. Canelo's going to hurt Adam Hurley. This is what Canelo's going to do. We got to stop it, boys. We got to stop it. Canelo's doing it.
No, I
May
agree.
3rd, Las Vegas.
I agree, but Canelo's 1-for-1 going to be Batman, and for 2, what I'm hearing is the same scenario that in the words of Mr. Ray the Business, this is going to be Canelo 2.0 after he knocks Jake Paul out. Canelo 2.0. Canelo 2.0. That's what it's going to be. It might be Canelo 3.0. I don't know which one we're going with. This is going to be Canelo 2.0 right here.
I mean, to be fair, we're already on Canelo 2.0, 3.0. Dave, before you go, I got to show you something that might. I got to show you something just to brag a little bit and might get you a little bit jealous.
Okay.
All right, let's see if.
I don't know. John can say the last Canelo fight. I don't know where he was at. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. My man, congratulations.
Let's
I
go.
love that. Dude, and my last thing, and John knows this, I'm so spoiled, guys. Dude, even just the event I was just at a boxing event. I'm doing ring announcing. I'm in the ring. No one's closer to me. I'm literally saying, and the winner is so I'm so spoiled. I can never buy UFC tickets, Ray. It's a bad thing. I want to go to so many events until we get the media credentials like we did for the Canelo fight. Until we're sitting ringside for the boxing Nate Diaz Masvidal show. Until we're there for the UFC, I can't buy tickets, boys. But let's just say we got to get packing for Canelo, guys.
It's all right. I'll
ready.
get the
Get ready.
I'll get some content like I did for the Madison Square Garden one.
Oh no, we're gonna be out there, man. I gotta call in the favors, John. We gotta get that suite again. You feel me?
Oh, what? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Right,
Let's
you guys
go.
are killing it. Keep killing it, man. I'm excited. Canelo, Jake Paul, insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
All right, brother. Take care.
Later, guys.
Have a good one, boss.
Well, it's not every day El Presidente himself comes in to the show and gives his 2 cents. Johan, I mean, now we're talking about Canelo, Jake Paul. Take it away. Go ahead.
Listen, I mean, I still can't believe that it's finalized. I still can't believe that it's going to be finalized.
I don't think it is.
I mean, it's close.
ESPN's reporting it too now.
Mike Cappinger?
I'll wait until
I just came across the board.
I'll wait until the Ring magazine, but it's close. We'll say it's close.
Well, to be fair, bro, I was gonna bring this up today on the show, right? Ring magazine is supposed to be the Bible of boxing, and lately, I feel like they've been posting like news articles where I'm like, is this a gossip site? You know what I mean? Oh, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo's almost done. Oh, it's actually off. Why are we posting unofficial shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait until like maybe like Dan Rayford or somebody like fully reports it. But like
I want to
what
see the
I'm
poster. Once the poster comes out, then that's when I'm like, okay.
yeah, but what I'm hearing is that like it's gonna be in May. It's gonna be 200 pounds, which I thought Canelo was gonna actually negotiate it
Like
to be
185 or something.
yeah, like a catch weight. But the fact that like it's gonna be at Jake Paul's weight makes me think
200.
yeah, it's gonna be at 200. That's what they're
Cruiserweight.
saying.
Yeah.
And then, bro,
Canelo's
if
not gonna make
Canelo will come in at like 80.
Yeah, he'll come
like
in
yeah.
he'll pretty much come in at his
He'll give
natural
up.
weight.
Yeah, he'll give up 20 pounds. Who cares? Bro, if he secures a knockout at 80, right? Or at cruiserweight, I mean,
How does
then
he
he's
not?
got. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like you're saying, if I'm not trying to be a like. How does he not? How does he not? It's that simple. I mean, I'm bye. Like that just doesn't make sense. But it's
Chris J,
cool. I would love to see
you
it.
need that. You need that Diet Dr Pepper or Diet Mountain Dew. That's what it is. Diet Mountain Dew,
Oh,
baby.
I'm
And then
sorry, Jared.
E-Dub, Canelo, Jake Paul will shatter records. Real talk. I think
Yeah.
so, dude.
Like that. No, I can believe that. I can believe that part.
I think, and you know what it is? And here's what's smart about it is that it's coming right off the heels of Canelo versus Tyson. I mean, Canelo
Jake
versus
Paul
Tyson.
versus Tyson.
Jake Paul versus Tyson. And here's the thing with that. There were so many people that were like, oh, Tyson's going to kill him. And it's like, dude, Tyson's 60. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to kill him. And then for everyone that was like, oh, that fight was fixed. The fight was fixed in the sense that Jake didn't knock him out and Jake carried him to the end. That's what the fix of the fight was. And I appreciate Jake for that. But there's going to be a lot of people that now don't like Jake even more because he beat Mike Tyson. So now when he fights Canelo, those people who wouldn't have tuned into a Jake Paul fight are gonna go, let me watch this Jake kid get his ass whooped like it should have happened against Tyson. Do I have a point here or am I going off the
No, you do.
You do.
You absolutely have a point. But I said it was going to be Netflix money.
for sure? I just can't believe that
That's a lot of money.
hold on, Chris J. We missed this comment. The Paul versus Canelo fight is ridiculous in my opinion. It'll go down like Mayweather versus McGregor. Canelo will carry Paul for most of the bout and then finish Paul. Hats off to both men for the money they'll make. No hate for Paul. He's an amazing promotion machine. I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like the Mayweather versus
scrutinize him.
I feel like the Mayweather McGregor fight was I mean not like closer. You know what I mean? But I guess closer. You know, like as far
I don't think Mayweather carried McGregor at all. I think Mayweather was figuring his ass out, and when he figured out, he even planned to knock him out in the ninth, and he didn't. He tried to knock him out then, and he finished him in the 10th.
Mayweather was 40 and didn't train for that fight. Like let's
like he literally, you saw the smile started from nothing to something by the 5th round.
Yeah, like
he started realizing, oh, I got him now. Come here.
Yeah, it was literally after the 4th that
yeah.
Floyd, my boy Adrian, Canelo D Rider's about an orgasm. Canelo is the ducking. Get the fuck out. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't really even argue about like the Canelo ducking thing, because he just still hasn't fought Benavidez in one way that I guess I could argue it if I wanted to, which I'm not gonna. But if I wanted to, and I wanted to be that guy, I would say, well, Benavidez moved to 175. Canelo's not in that weight class anymore. There isn't really anyone else for Canelo to fight at 168. Everyone's gone. Morrell left too. Those are the 2 guys that were left. So unless he's going to fight leftovers from one of these guys or, William Skull to get his belt back. Yeah, which everyone's going to hate on that too. I mean, like, oh, he's a duck when he's technically a world champion. I don't know who else he fights. You get me?
Why? How many fights is like? Why does Canelo not have the choice to do this?
What do you mean? Do what?
Like, why can't he go for this?
For the Jake Paul thing?
Yeah, why can't he do it? Like, why is he ducking because he's taking this fight?
Because he should be fighting Benavidez or he should be fighting, Bivol again. But I mean, at this
No, he
point,
shouldn't. No, he
yeah.
shouldn't.
At this point, they're in a
No,
different weight class.
And to be
no, he
fair,
shouldn't. Both
what?
y'all are not true boxing fans. He's supposed to shut this man down, just like Dave said. He's supposed
Yeah,
to
no,
shut
for
this
sure.
bullshit down, just like Dave said.
I'm saying, let's say you take the Jake Paul out of it, right? Let's take Jake Paul out of it, and then let's take 175 out of it.
Well, then, yeah, he's supposed to fight David Benavidez. I'm not disagreeing with that.
No,
But
I'm
if
saying
this is on the table,
if you take 175 out of it, like Benavidez is there, Morel's there, Bivol.
oh yeah, I mean,
who else is there to fight besides
there isn't. There
besides
isn't.
Crawford going up 2 weight classes?
I mean, you can get.
That's appealing. There's literally not anything that's appealing or that would draw. Like there's nothing.
Nothing would draw. Even if you get like a Janibek moving up in weight, which he should after he missed weight.
But
Yeah, I mean, no matter.
He doesn't make money. Like he still fights on national television for Top Rank.
Yeah.
No offense, but like he's not even the biggest guy on the roster.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
You go down and you fight Tank Davis.
Oh yeah,
for Crawford.
For Canelo.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree with you. There's no one to fight at 168, really. I mean, there's Plant's still there, but really, I mean, we've already seen that. We don't really necessarily want to. It's not going to sell a shit ton. But because the Jake Paul fight's on the table, he's allowed to choose that.
Dude, he will make insane money with that fight. He will make insane money. He will get the backing of the boxing world for that fight. I mean, because more people, if we're talking about it from comparison with Canelo, the Crawford fight, and the Jake Paul fight, more people want to see him knock out Jake Paul than they do want to see him fight in this dream fight with Terrence Crawford. That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
Not just more boxing fans, but just people in general want to see Jake Paul get his ass knocked out. And they feel like this is the best chance for that to happen. I think they can look past the fact that this is like a gimmick fight because they have the opportunity to see someone get their shit rocked. I think that's big. You get record numbers. You make bigger. You make a bigger fan base. And honestly, like if you knock him out within 3 rounds, he could literally sail off into the sunset after this. He wouldn't have to deal with all the Benavidez talk or nothing because he would literally eliminate the influencing boxing from pretty much the boxing world from crossing over completely.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Feel like I get what you're saying, and I agree to an extent, but I feel like people will still the boxing fans are ridiculous, and it's never enough. So what they'll do is go, oh well, you had to go fight that gimmick fight instead of fighting Benavidez. You're a super duck now, blah blah blah. So like, while there's going to be a bunch of people that are like, thank God Canelo did it. He's the superhero of boxing for knocking this kid out. Then they'll turn on him and go, all right, well, you killed Harvey Dent. You know what I mean?
He's not even in the division no more. They got to get past.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. It shouldn't be like that because, like, he would literally be doing all of us a favor. He's literally doing all of us a favor in May.
I mean, I like Jake Paul.
I agree. Stop it.
He's not doing me.
You can't. Oh, whatever.
But the thing about Jake Paul, though, is another reason why people I think will tune into this fight is everyone's been saying, oh, Jake needs to fight a real boxer. Jake needs to fight a real boxer. And then, he started fighting real boxers, and they go, oh, well, those guys are older and they've been inactive. And then, they, this and that. And
bro, he fought me. Jake Paul was fighting guys like me that are like 40 some odd years old, almost retired, barely fought a little bit, and like getting fucking jacked up and rocked. They're making a big payday though.
No, for sure. I mean, I don't even know how much they got paid, but I went to both of those fights. The 2 guys, the one was Orlando and one was in San Juan, and yeah, that wasn't good enough for people Then he fights, Mike Perry. People didn't like that. I went to that one too. And then he fought Mike Tyson. People really didn't like that. So the whole thing is, Jake needs to fight a real boxer. Well, I mean, I think the pinnacle of real boxer is Canelo. It doesn't get more real boxer than that.
I think we all agree with that one right there.
Yeah.
So here's my 3 predictions. Here's my 3 predictions of that fight. Canelo gets a knockout. Canelo finishes Jake Paul. We all get to see the thing that we want, and Netflix crashes.
Netflix is definitely going to crash.
Yeah, that's a prediction. That's not even a prediction.
Yeah.
I predicted it. You can't take it away from me. I said it first. Crashes.
Yeah. Netflix definitely going to crash. But to be fair, now, before I was like, I don't like this at all. Now that we're talking about it, kind of like spoken about what it is out in the open, especially with Dave and everything. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It'll be a skeptical spectacle.
I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna parlay a dollar parlay to win like $1 million on Jake Paul. That's what you're gonna do.
Jake Paul wins, and then
knockout, 3rd round, body shot. You call everything on a dollar, and it works out that way.
If Jake Paul was to win in any ways, it would be like kind of that sneak uppercut he hit the dude in Orlando with, because Canelo's shorter, he's smaller. If Canelo somehow walks into it and is just thinking isn't plugged in, because, and I feel crazy even talking about this scenario, right? But let's say Canelo's just not even just yo, this guy sucks, whatever, and isn't on his P's and Q's like he normally is. You know what I mean? And then Jake, tries to throw the body shot, whatever. And Canelo's like, all right, whatever, walks forward. And then as he steps, Jake does that, boom, throws that. Jake's, with 20 pounds on him and Canelo being shorter, if Canelo doesn't pay attention, it could go right up the middle and land. That's the only way I could ever even think about in the Doctor Strange looking through all the timelines and finding the one out of 14 million where he wins.
You think Jake Paul hits harder than Triple G?
Probably not. No. But what I'm saying is I get what you're. I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just asking the opinion of it. A main difference is if I'm fighting a guy like Triple G, I'm gonna go, holy shit, I need to be on my P's and Q's because it's Triple G. If it's Jake Paul, you go, all right, well, he could be dangerous, but I'm so much better than this guy, and that's what could create the opening or create the irresponsibility in the defense or the lack of awareness or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you on that. I was just honestly asking your opinion. Who do you think honestly hits harder?
If they did that punching thing, Triple G's got to hit harder. I don't care if Jake Paul weighs 220. Triple G, the stuff they do over there too, bro, with
his
kettlebell.
Yeah.
They hit the whip with the kettlebell on the
the whip with the kettlebell.
They nay off of it. That's what Jake Paul's gonna knock out Canelo and then he's gonna nay out the ring.
Oh shit.
But yeah, bro. That's funny. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the more I'm talking about it now, the not as crazy it is that it sounds. Let's see what Michael Benson's talking about, because I seen Michael Benson was saying something. Benson. And then also in other news, you saw Ryan Garcia's back with their team.
Is he?
Ryan Garcia's back with Eddie Reynoso.
Oh wow.
That's good.
I also heard his return fight with before the Devin Haney one is gonna be for a title.
Against Rolly?
Bro.
I think so, yeah.
You want me to go down this rabbit hole again, this WBA rabbit hole?
No, I don't. We already talked about it. They're just gonna throw belts at people so they can do stuff. We already talked
We're
about
gonna
it
add like
yesterday.
another hour
I
to the
know,
podcast.
but here's what we gotta
Oh,
say. Damn, where is it? It was like there was news on it on the Ring magazine. Oh, how about this? Actually, let me ask you guys
I heard
this.
that
We got Badu Jack versus Ryan Rositzky. Promotions 3 lines promotion wins purse big. WBC title fight eyed for April in Canada. So April, bro, for the WBC cruiserweight title with Badu Jack, you know what the purse bid win was? $320,000 for the lone bidder on that fight.
wow.
That's terrible.
I mean, it's the cruiserweight division, bro. That's like a doormat division to bid on, and then it's like not even it's not Jai Opataya, so it wasn't gonna draw any pool. That's like Devin Haney bids right now. That's literally like Devin Haney bids right now.
It's
That's
actually
how
worse, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
way
but
worse. It's like a third, but compared to what I get what you're saying because
there's no
um
pool. There's no pool for that.
yeah, exactly. Let me see.
Who won that bid?
Dude, some company called Three Lions Promotion.
That's Ryan Rozicki's
Oh,
promotion.
Is it?
So yeah, so Rozicki's guys were the only ones that bid on that.
How do you know that?
wow.
Hey man, I'm in boxing world. You know what I mean?
He's that man.
No,
He
for
knows
sure.
boxing.
Yo, so let me ask you guys this. Here's something interesting about this whole thing that nobody's talked about. And this is like something that got brought up 3 years ago and nothing ever came of it. 3 years ago, Eddie Reynoso was at the WBC conference and went up and said on the microphone, and after he said this, people went, "Oh my god." He goes, I'd like to do a campaign or whatever for Canelo Alvarez to fight for the WBC cruiserweight title against
Was it Makabu?
Makabu at the time. And everyone was like, this is crazy. Canelo's talking about going up to cruiserweight. What? This is nuts, blah, blah, blah. Bro, he's about to grow up to cruiserweight to fight Jake Paul. Imagine this is a like an appetizer. It's just him dipping his toe in at 200 pounds to then go, okay, how do I feel? It's like a tune-up fight for me. I make the biggest bag ever in a tune-up fight. Maybe he carries Jake Paul a couple rounds. Maybe he carries him to 8 just to go, okay, let me get the rounds in at cruiserweight. And then finally, he fights the winner of Badu Jack and Rositzky, especially if it's Badu Jack, because Badu Jack is 41 years old, bro.
I was wondering where you're going with that Badu Jack bid. Now I see where you're going. I understand it now.
Bro, this
That
is
could-
what happens.
yeah.
We talk about random stuff. I see something random, and then a piece of something that I've kept in my brain for 3 years just magically goes, and it
I
all
understand it
That makes sense, though.
I
dude.
understand.
That makes
Imagine.
sense.
Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go fight at 200 and then move and then go back down to 68.
Yeah, no, because it would be hard. I feel like that'd be hard.
It'd be harder for sure. And then after he fights Badu Jack, because here's the thing: right now, it's a weird situation where the champion of cruiserweight, even though it's 25 pounds heavier, you would probably say is an easier fight than the champion at 175. Would we agree?
Oh
on
yeah,
that?
I would agree on that. Yes, I would agree on that.
I would
that-
definitely say like 3 of those champions are like
And
winnable fights.
the WBC was already talking about dropping
Here it is.
cruiserweight.
Here it is.
What is it?
Alexander Usyk comes down and it's Canelo versus Usyk at cruiserweight.
Nah, no way.
I'm just kidding.
They've talked about that before though, but I don't want to see it. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to
I
see
feel
it.
you. I feel you.
Badu's okay. So Badu Jack, his last couple fights in 2021, he was 177. then 199, 198, 199, 199. Bro, if they do a catch weight of 190 and they do it for the so not only do you make Badu Jack go to a catch weight of 190, or you make him go to 185. Screw it. Bro, the purse bid that he just got was for $320,000 for the whole fight. You can make him do 176 for the cruiserweight title.
He would try to get there too.
He got
He would try to get there too.
got no pool.
He's got zero pool, bro. It would be like the Canelo versus Cotto, where they fought at 155 for the middleweight title. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. It sounds crazy, but I don't feel like I sound crazy saying this.
No, I can see it. That's definitely not a.
I don't.
It's definitely not a. It's not a hot take. It's something that could definitely happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause-
I feel like for the sake, you would want to, for the history books, you would want to do it at least minimum 185, maybe 190, just to be like, hey, it still is cruiserweight. But it drains Badu Jack a little bit more. He's 41 years old. You have no business going up to that weight anyways. You go in there, you beat him up, you win a 5th weight division. And then now that you fought 2 fights in a row at that higher weight, then you go and say, okay, I'm going to now it's my body's kind of been accustomed to this extra weight. So it's not going to be as harsh when I go into a fight against the winner of Better Biev versus Bivol, whether it's 2, 3, or the winner of that and David Benavidez as the swan song legacy fight for undisputed at 175. And then if Canelo can win that, it's I mean, what are we doing?
That'd be 6 weight categories in there, right? That'd be 6 weight categories in, right?
Nah, it would be 5 because Canelo's already won at 175 when he knocked out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless he went up to Bridgerweight, but that's just.
But he would be
Big division.
he'd be undisputed there. That would be his 3rd undisputed weight category, or his 4th.
No, it would be his 2nd.
Yeah.
It would be his 2nd. Yeah, he would go down in history with who's the only people right now? It's just Terrence Crawford, Inoue, and that's it, right? In 2 divisions.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which, to be fair, I'm gonna make this point again. I made it on the show that at 160, Canelo was robbed of undisputed because he had won the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and then in the very next fight, instead of fighting the 160-pound WBO champ, he fought the 175-pound WBO champ and knocked him out. That I feel like is super duper undisputed, but whatever. We don't have to bring that up again, even though I already did.
That was Kovalov, bro.
Yeah. But, well, anyways, so I guess, that's pretty much it. We got Jake Paul that's going to fight Canelo Alvarez somehow.
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm open to the idea now. You guys have convinced me. Congratulations.
Excellent.
I don't think the Crawford fight needs to happen at all. And the thing is, I feel like part of the reason why it fell apart was maybe, I don't know if they have backroom analytics or something. I don't feel like that fight is as big as they think it is.
I agree. I can say that. This fight is definitely bigger.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the chance to make record numbers and then compare to Terrence Crawford, I would do that. But even then, like, bro, Terrence Crawford, how many millions of dollars did they lose with Crawford and Madrimov? Like how much?
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't know. Did they?
I mean, it was reported that they lost a lot on.
Really?
Yeah, like a lot of money.
Well, because Crawford fought Madrimov and nobody knows who Madrimov is, so it puts the star power pressure on Crawford, and that just showed that he doesn't, even after beating the shit out of Earl Spence, he still doesn't really have the star power that he thinks he does. And the card was stacked, so you had everything working for you. It was a stacked card. I would argue it's the most stacked card that we've seen since maybe the 5v5. That was a stacked card. That one might have been. There's an argument with those two, and then this one coming up might be.
It's the most stacked. That one's the most.
Yeah,
the one
this
coming
one's
up
the most stacked as far as boxing goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man, like That's what I'm saying about Terrence Crawford, though, man. Like even the Errol Spence fight, what did it do? Like over 600,000. Like I thought that would be like a closer to 1 million buys, like because of the magnitude of that fight. I thought it would be
Mhm.
a lot more, and that kind of just shows like, man, he just really can't sell a fight. So like, it's like, man, like I don't know. I think for the money that would go into promoting Canelo and Crawford, I just think the profit margin would be bigger for this. I mean, for the Jake Paul fight. I mean, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get record numbers guaranteed.
I feel like even though Jake Paul is so much bigger physically, I feel like it's an easier fight, much
Yeah,
easier
you make
fight.
more money, high risk, low risk, high reward. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Low
I get to
risk,
see Jake Paul fight face down,
lowest
ass
risk,
up. That'd be
highest
funny.
reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it kind of is what it is. Real quick before we close it out, the whole point of me when I saw this Badu Jack news and I went down that little rabbit hole. David Burns, what Crawford versus Canelo would have been huge, y'all crazy. I mean, I think it would have been huge, but I don't think it would have been as big as
For
everyone thinks
us,
it
but
is.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
yeah,
as
for
big as you
Because the
think.
casual fans have to make it huge. And I just
yeah.
don't think the casual fans would have. I mean, maybe because casuals don't really know about the whole weight difference and all that, and then they go, "Oh, well, I saw him beat that." So maybe I don't, dude. Honestly, David Burns. Most of the people don't know shit about boxing, and I'm in that conversation.
Shout out Roger Mayweather.
Yeah, shout out Roger Mayweather. I might be the king of that. So,
I pick everything wrong. The only thing I got right was Netflix money.
oh, you're right. I mean, is it? Are they saying it's going to be on Netflix?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Canelo, Jake Paul's on Netflix.
Crazy.
We'll see. Well, anyways, like I was saying, the whole point of what I was gonna say earlier was they're the WBA that was supposed to get rid of their regular championship belt is bringing it back and just giving it away to the winner of Rolly versus Ryan. I don't even want to talk about how much I dislike that because we'll sit here for another hour. Here's what
Because
I
Rolly's going to
really
be a champion again?
here's what I really don't like. Here's what I really don't like, and we haven't talked about it on this show. Why are Ryan and Devin fighting on the same card?
They hate
This
each other.
no.
Why
Why
are they not
why
fighting each other?
why are they not fighting each other? Whose idea was this to do the whole oh, we need to build this up again, blah blah. You don't need to build shit. It's already built up. They have a beef. They have a whole beef. This is the most drama in boxing right now. Why are you not fighting them together? Because first of all,
It's to give a
I don't
title
know.
versus a title.
I don't know that Devin. One's at 147, one's at 140. I don't know that Devin even beats Ramirez. Devin sucks. Devin got beat so badly, he might not be the same fighter. And why
You
would
better
you
not wear that outfit again, though. That corduroy is bad luck.
Oh god, with the
Oh
boots.
my god.
And then with Ryan Garcia, bro, for him versus Pitbull, I was like, I don't like that fight. I'm glad they put it to Rolly because I feel like he'll beat Rolly. I like that fight as a fight. I just think Ryan versus Devin too is a no-brainer, dude. That's a
Yeah.
huge fight. It's the biggest fight. If anything, you guys are gonna loot. Like the only thing you can do is fuck it up. That's the only thing you can do with this. You have to hope that both of them win and they don't look like shit. And that's it. And why are we doing this?
Bill Haney will make sure of that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah, right. And then they're already talking about, oh, well, one needs to do this and one needs to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then another point that I saw recently on this one guy's Instagram, I don't know if y'all saw this too. He made a point that I feel like could be discussed. I want to get y'all's perspective on it. He said, like Devin and Bill are saying, oh, y'all need to do VADA, y'all need to do VADA, y'all need to do VADA. We're so tested with VADA, blah, blah, blah. VADA. Ryan said, I don't want to do VADA. VADA's sketchy with Victor Conti. We talked about this before. I agree 100%. I think it's a conflict of interest. And the organ. Not saying they're tainting stuff. I'm saying the organization itself, as long as Victor Conte's involved, is tainted. I don't care how great they are. It's tainted because Victor Conte is a cheat. He's the biggest cheat. He's the biggest known cheat. That's like if you had a team with Lex Luthor on it, and you go, "Oh, don't worry now, guys. He's a good guy." you tell me he's not slipping kryptonite into the snack supplements. So
Hey, this could be injustice. You know what I mean? And he could be the good guy this time.
it might be for the Forever Evil comics that came out in 2013.
There you go.
But that's a very, very niche reference. My point is, and what this guy brought up that I thought about before, but I never articulated, especially the way he did, was why do they keep insisting on Vada so much? Ryan said, I'll do Vada, but I also need to let me do USADA or somebody like that, right? I'm going to do my own. Well, why doesn't Ryan do the same thing or Devin do the same thing? If Ryan's going to do two, he's going to do Vada and USADA. How about Devin does Vada and USADA? Unless y'all are trying to hide something over there at Vada. What's in those stack supplements? Allegedly. Allegedly. I don't need to be defamed.
I feel you.
Devin or David Burns. Fuck Devin. He should have lost.
Thank you, David Burns. Thank you, David Burns.
Shout out to the big boss, Dean Tool, tuning in tonight. Where's Dean at? And then Chris. So Jake Paul claims he has the A side of the Canelo fight. Is he right? No. Are they gonna book it? Are they gonna book it like that?
That would be diabolical.
No.
And then David was talking about I think he was talking about the Crawford one. The biggest fight out there right now. He's saying the biggest fight out there right now is not even boxing. It's in the UFC. If John Jones gets his big pants on and fights Tom Aspinall, yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath for it. I don't know. He said he was gonna have an announcement soon, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he's retiring. But yeah. So, anyways, thoughts on Ryan Garcia being back with Eddie Reynoso? Thoughts on what I said about the USADA thing? Is there anything sketchy? I feel like it's one of those where Devin and his dad have been so much of we're the good guys, we don't cheat. Well, they cheated against Prograis with the weight. So what are you trying to hide? You know what I mean? John, Professor, what are your thoughts? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. It's not crazy at all. I think that that's a good actual solution. If they want testing, they should both agree upon one that doesn't have to do with someone Devin's in bed with and then someone that fucked over Ryan. That doesn't make any sense just because, it was pretty much proven that, it was tainted supplements. So it should be USADA or something like that, something that they both can use that they're not affected by, right? That they don't have like history with, essentially, you know what I mean? Or bad history or personal history with this business. Because that just makes way more sense. And either way, I don't really care as long as Devin gets his little ass knocked out again. Want to punch carnival fair people and stuff. But no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just it doesn't make sense not to make it now either because, like you said, it could lose luster. Devin may not beat Ramirez. I mean, that's not even a guarantee. Rolly may catch Ryan. That's not a guarantee. 100%. But I do think ultimately, it's one of those where they're trying to cash in on a little bit more money, and that's just what it comes down to.
No, for sure. I don't know why, because I think they're doing the fight in Times Square somehow.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're gonna have tickets for it or something. I don't know what's going on. But before I go to Johan with the same question, I also want to add that the fact that he's going back to Eddie Reynoso, I actually really like, because obviously with Derek James, he just did whatever he wanted. Like you saw it in his performance with Devin Haney. He wasn't even disciplined at all. Like he was like taking the piss half the fight. And then when he decided to just be like, yeah, let me go, boom. Oh, you're on the ground again, LOL. And then, you know what I mean? He's like emoting on him and shit. that's where I'm like, he needs kind of that discipline. And if you recall the first time that they dropped out or they fell out together, Canelo Canelo was like, dude, the thing is he's not disciplined. He doesn't show up to training. Like that was part of their beef that they originally had. So if Ryan is going back, I can't imagine he's going to go back and just be undisciplined again and do the same thing over again. Maybe
that's true.
is he going back to then go, okay, hey, listen, I need, you're right. I need to be more disciplined. Like you said, let's do this. And then for Eddie Reynoso, hey, if you want to be part of the team, you got to actually be disciplined. Like you weren't the last time, all right, let's shake hands. Let's do this. And how much more dangerous is a disciplined Ryan going to be, Johan?
That I was gonna touch on that because, like, if you remember his fight against Luke Campbell, I think that was a solid performance he had because he got knocked down in that fight,
Yeah,
and he
besides him
came
getting
back.
knocked down.
He got knocked down, and he punished him after that. He was able to gain his composure back and kind of control the fight, beat down the body, hit not stop him with the liver shot. But you saw a very disciplined performance. I think that I think Eddie Reynoso is able to kind of understand Ryan. I think you're like you said, he wasn't able to control him. Like if you look at the training video from heading into the Devin Haney fight, bro, it was just antics. Like all of it was skits.
Yeah.
You saw Devin Haney or Derek James in the corner, like what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like
Derek James is just getting a check for being a name trainer.
yeah, pretty much. Like I think that second time around, I think Ryan is going to understand what he's getting into, and I think he's going to be a little more committed, especially if he's training for that Devin Haney fight because, bro, there's a lot to go into that. And you know, getting back to your point about Devin Haney, he cheats behind closed doors. He's able to take advantage behind closed doors. That's why
Yeah.
they're not talking about the USADA thing because maybe that stuff might not be behind closed doors. He doesn't have the connections there or something like that.
Mhm.
Man, I think that this fight it should have just been Haney Ryan 2. Like
Yeah.
let's keep it a being. It should have been Haney Ryan 2.
For the cheating behind closed doors, I mean, with the pro grade thing, he did.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't out in the open. They had to figure it out behind the scenes. So that, I mean, 100%. But continue with it should be this fight.
Should be this fight because bro, who's gonna want to see him fight Jose Ramirez, bro? I mean, not saying that it's not a winnable fight, but bro, you took so much damage in the last fight, and and then you went on this whole run of suing, and not even knocking out a civilian with your punch. Like, bro, like your perception as a boxer is a complete 180. That taking a fight against someone who no one ever asked for. No one even asked for this fight. Like you're not doing yourself any favors with any fanfare.
Yeah, I
Very
agree. Nobody asked for it. I mean, like I said, I do like the fight with Rolly and Ryan, but it's just I like the one with him and Devin way more. Like
Yeah.
that's what needs to happen. But I guess we'll see. They want to for all the good that Turkey has been doing, for him to do this and then him to also allow the WBA to do what they're doing. I don't know. I'm gonna find out who like whoever sent the strongly worded letter in 2021 to the WBA was. I'm gonna find out what their email is. I'm gonna send them a nice email saying, "Hey, you guys made a threat. You better collect on it because the WBA needs to be excommunicado, just like BoxRec did. Cut them out, take away their title, and take away their acknowledgement as a world title organization because, yeah,
They're the worst.
yeah, it's terrible." Anything else, guys? What else? What else we got? I feel like we've been over a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna dial out as my bedtime for the morning.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, good stuff. I guess Jake Paul versus Canelo is a future that I didn't think we were gonna live, but here we are. And then I guess that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Are you ready for the main event?
2 hits. They hitting you, you hitting the floor.
It's time for Boxing Bananas, brought to you by Fight Bananas.